What up, YouTube? So at least once a week, I get asked about the flooring that's in my garage. Usually it's something like, what is it? Where did you get it from? How much was it? Is it reliable? How's the maintenance? Etc. I installed this about 7.5 months ago. Figured I'd post up a review and give you all the deets. Let's dive right in. All right, guys, go to Lowe's website, type in Pebble Path carpet tiles. They should all populate. So it's gonna be called Foss, that's the brand. Pebble Path is the pattern. 24 inch by 24 inch is obviously the measurement. And they're peel and stick carpet tiles that come in a variety of colors. I'm using an alternating checkered pattern of sky gray and black ice. So you can see, come over here, clicky clicky, you got black ice. And yeah, I just did a little checker pattern of those two. Just make sure you check all the boxes because they all look the same and you might be getting a different pattern even though it's the same color. All right, let's talk cheddar. At the time of making this video, it's $107.40 a box. So you get 15 carpet tiles at 4 square foot each, comes out to 60 square foot total. In my case, my garage came out to being a little bit under 360 square foot. So I just bought 3 boxes of sky gray, 3 boxes of black ice. I had some tiles left over. Let's see what this comes out to. Since both boxes are the same price anyways, both colors, we'll just do it. It's sky gray. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there we go. All right, there you go. $644.40 before tax. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at the flooring to see how well it's held up over the past 7.5 months. Without a doubt, from my door to the toolbox is the highest traffic area where you'd expect to see the most laid down fibers in a row. And by default, this is my second most traveled path. Now I want you guys to kind of take this footage with a grain of salt. I think my ISO's set a little bit funky, so everything's appearing a lot brighter than it actually is. This tile is actually a medium to darkish gray, and that's almost black. So on camera, that's appearing dark gray, and that's light gray, but that's just not the case. So go check it out in store and you'll actually see what I'm talking about. This is definitely more of a medium type gray. Another thing I noticed that's showing up on camera that's not very noticeable in real life is where the carpet tiles slightly conform to the control joint on the concrete slab. You can see it right there. You can see it right here. And it's funny, on video, it looks like a giant eyesore, but in reality, I hardly even notice it. So anyways, I just wanted to throw that out there. So if you're looking at it, scratching your head like, what the heck is all that? That's what that is. So let's take a closer look at this higher traffic area. Right. There we go. Done some pretty crazy work back under here. And that's all looking real nice. Okay. Whoops, there we go. Right. One thing I wanted to point out, one of the areas that did get, I guess, a little bit of damage, but considering what happened, I think it fared really well, is I was pulling this thing on some wheel dollies, full weight of the truck, and one of the casters locked sideways. So one of these little fellas locked sideways on the dolly. And yeah, it just dragged across the carpet with, I don't know, I guess if you were to do the math, it's probably at least 150 to 200 pounds of weight that's pressing down on just that one wheel. So it probably was just pushing into this really hard. But, I think for that happening, it fared pretty well. The only other area is right there. That's the only other stain I've managed to not get out of this carpet. So before I laid this stuff down, I torture tested this for 2 weeks in my backyard. I bought the black ice and I bought the sky gray. I pressure washed my entire patio off. I put down 2 tiles and then I just hammered them. Like I poured a little bit of used motor oil on them. I had muddy shoes and I was scraping my feet all on them, trying to bunch the carpet up, trying to do pretty much everything to it, let it sit out in the hot Texas summer sun to see if it faded and got nasty, and I just let it sit out there for over a week. And then I came back out there and was able to pretty much get every single thing out, even of the sky gray one, and that was horrendous. But this is a different kind of stain. This one was really bad. Actually came from that transmission over there. I mean, it really sat for a while in this spot. My friend set it down, and that mount before I cleaned it was filthy. full of all kinds of grime and oil and nastiness. And it just kind of chilled here, and then I moved it, and it moved everything. I was able to get all of it off except for right here. I used some of this lightning fast right here, and a stiff bristle brush, steam gun, and a rag, and I was able to get about 95% of it up. But that's the only stain I have, and that was pretty brutal. Everywhere else looks really good, especially under the truck. And then over here, I hardly go over here, so there's not gonna be any issues. One thing I'd like to mention is that this stuff is stuck down to the floor. I have a fully cured epoxy coating underneath this floor. It's funny, I made a video, you can watch it if you want, where I applied all this epoxy, but the echo in my garage was so bad that I couldn't make any of my videos. So when I installed the carpet, it was a night and day difference as far as acoustics are concerned. And I'll go into that a little bit, but I can show you. It's sitting on epoxy. But the tiles that I stuck in the backyard or on the back patio of my house, all I did was just pressure wash the back patio and stuck them down. I think the key is to make sure that there's no dirt, any kind of dust, anything on the ground that will prevent adhesion of any kind. So as long as you're able to power wash your garage beforehand, you're gonna have no issues with this stuff sticking down. I went to go pull the tiles up on the back patio, and I was like, God damn, they were stuck. And these are even more stuck. I think it's because it's a little bit smoother of a surface. But who is this for? You're probably wondering, okay, who would want this? Well, somebody like me, for starters, but maybe you're putting a home gym in your garage and you want a nice flooring for it. I would go with this. Definitely strong, definitely resistant. It's made out of, let's see if I can do this, polyethylene terephthalate, I think. I don't know. I haven't looked at it in a while. Anyway, it's PET, P-E-T, colloquially known as PET plastic. So it's very resilient stuff. It's chemically resistant. It's good quality carpet. I mean, I've had no issues with it. I think if you're gonna put a home gym in your garage, this really helps with acoustics, and it also helps with temperature regulation. That's another thing that I noticed big time with this carpet. Once I installed this, my garage felt 10 times better in here. It's freezing cold outside. Well, at least for us Texans, it's really cold outside right now, and it feels great in my garage. I did insulate this wall right here. I am gonna be running a mini split cool and heat unit right here. I did insulate that wall. The builder insulated the ceiling, that wall, and that wall, and I just gotta get some garage door panels, insulation panels for the garage. And that way I could have my little AC in here. But if you're a car guy, I mean, look, look at my setup. I'm literally about to pull an engine tonight. I have a welder, I have multiple welders. I do grinding, drilling, you name it. Anything on a chassis I do. So I'm not your like average car enthusiast. I do kind of a lot of stuff. So if you have a little bit of forethought, you can absolutely use this floor with no issue at all. I use these little welding blankets. These are 4x6 blankets. And I kind of predict where grinding material is gonna go. So I'll either block it, shield it, and have something on the floor or whatever. And if I'm using MIG, I don't have this problem with the TIG welder, but the MIG welder, if it's, it's dropping a little bit of slag and stuff, you definitely don't want that hitting the floor. But yeah, and if you're drilling is one of those really simple operations, but it kind of sucks over carpet because all the little burrs will get stuck down in the fibers and you got to pull them out, and it's a pain in the ass. So I always put something down. If you're the type of person that just comes out into your garage and starts blowing and going and you don't really want to deal with that at all, then this is definitely not for you. But if you are the kind of person that will take the time to put down something, then by all means, this is a great solution. So yeah, benefits, it's really durable. It's lasted very well for 7.5 months. I mean, I don't know how much damage it should have sustained otherwise, but everything's nice and tight fitting still. No bunching anywheres, no wrinkling. I mean, there's no issues with it at all. And these were kind of extreme cases. And the oil that I did spill was right here. There's an area right here where I accidentally dumped some oil out, and you might be able to see it just a little bit. And the camera would probably even be better at picking it up than I can actually see with my own 2 eyes, but yeah, it's like right, yeah, you can totally see it on camera. Look, right there. I was able to get pretty much all of it out, and that was a pretty bad spill. So I highly recommend this for car guys if you'll put a little extra effort into your setup beforehand. We all make mistakes, but the beauty of it is it's kind of modular. You know, if you really screw one of these up really bad, just peel it up and put a new one down and you're done. You know, that's not too bad of a deal if you ask me. Like, I have a whole box in my attic of leftovers, and I'm just gonna peel this one up, peel that one up, place a new one down, place a new one down, and be done. Anyway, there you go. There's your review. I give it a 10 out of 10 for most people. I think they're really, really neat. I think they're a great affordable option to a lot of the other stuff out there. And let's be real, man, it's cozy on your feet. You come out here in socks or, you know, bare feet. It feels nice. You know, if you're on your back working on something, working underneath your vehicle, you know, your back and your back of your head's not just chilling on solid concrete that's all cold and nasty. You know, you're resting on some carpet basically, and it's really easy to slide, which is nice. So you can slide up and under your vehicle, super easy and work on it. But anyway, catch you guys on the next one. Cheers.